Hey, Gold Team, Mark Mayfield from Amerifirst is back for his tip of the month. And I said Amerifirst because Mark has actually started a new journey, new job with Amerifirst, and he's excited to talk about some of the things that he's doing and maybe probably why he's went to see if he could get some new things he could offer to people to help them get to the finish line. So, Mark, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
I'm just going to kind of let you, Mark, navigate and take off and just talk about whatever you want to present here, because I think you've got a lot of different things you want to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I really liked it at my last employer, but when I found out about Amerifirst Financial and the unique solutions they're offering to this market, I really had to move. The number one issue that all my agents are dealing with is getting houses under contract. You know, they're making 8, 9, 10 offers with clients before they hopefully get one accepted. And here they offer a really unique solution to that. They will do, first of all, they do, actually back their pre-approvals. They pre-underwrite the files, but then they also give a $15,000 protect your transaction guarantee. So if for some reason it doesn't close and it's our fault, we will give $9,000 to the seller and $6,000 to the buyer, so that it functions as an extra earnest money, so that they know that this is really good. But then really the next big thing is the next step that they do, which is if the buyer agrees and we'll fully underwrite the buyer, we don't charge anything up front for this, we'll actually make an all-cash offer on their behalf to purchase the house. So the way it will read is Amerifirst Financial, or it's a signee. Now, 95% of the time, we close the loan. We assign it to the client at closing. We never take possession of it, right? But we're there if needed to buy it in an all-cash offer. So this is the way that, right now, roughly a third of all transactions are all cash. So this is a way that they can literally do the same thing.
So, Mark, if on the assignee, so you could end up in a situation where Amerifirst would own the home, and then you would have like a second closing.
Yep.
But for the most part, that person that's going to be the buyer is going to be at the table, and they'll it'll title into them unless something else happens. Okay. I like that.
Yeah, so we already pre-underwrite everybody, so we can close in 8 days if needed. But if there was something where it needed to close sooner than that, like you got to close in a week, or maybe we can't get the appraisal back in time, we will actually purchase it in cash and then sell it back to the client. Now, if we do that, we do charge 1 point, which I think is pretty fair, actually.
Yeah.
But 95% of the times, we don't even charge that. But it allows you to stop making 8, 9, 10 offers and to get maybe the first, second, or third time, and save a ton of time for realtors so they can be out there saving more, shopping more people, and getting more deals done.
Yeah. That sounds like somebody in the background that didn't get a deal done.
Yeah, exactly. They were upset.
That was their 35th. That was their 35th offer, Mark. They weren't able to come. They weren't able to come with a cash offer.
So
all right.
The second thing that that's really unique that they do is the second biggest issue we have right now is lack of inventory. And if you ask most homeowners, would you like to sell right now? They're like, yeah, of course. Like record prices, yeah, please, I would love to. But they're all afraid of the same thing, and that's buying, right? So we came up with a program where we'll actually buy their current house. And unlike the other, buyer, Zillow and Open Door, first of all, when this house actually goes to the market, the agent gets it, not the company, right? So the agent will get that. Will get that listing. We will not take anything from that. Now, this is another thing where, this is another program where most of the time we just come in as a guaranteed buyer for their current house. Right? So they're out shopping, and we don't actually a lot of times we don't even take possession. 90% of the time we don't take possession of or actually buy their house, but we're a guaranteed buyer. So that allows them to go out, shop, non-contingent, and know that they'll have that money down from the equity in their house, right? That's a big thing too. Stopping people are like, well, I don't have the liquidity for a new down payment, and I don't want to write, a contingent offer. So we'll come in, guarantee buy that. Most of the time what happens is they get under contract, then the listing agent or the buying agent, starts listing their house, and they go opening weekend and they're able to time the two closings out. But for example, I have a guy in Kansas City right now. He's moving to St. Louis. He's going to be a professor at WashU. He owns his current house free and clear. Now, you don't have to own it free and clear. You just need about 10% equity to do this program. But he does. It's worth about $550,000. So he wants to buy a house here before closing on before selling his prior. Anywhere from $800,000 to 1.1, 1.2 million, and he's got 50,000 liquid. Like, you can't really buy a $1.2 million house with $50,000 down payment, these days. So what we're doing is we're actually taking possession of his house. We're going to buy his current house at 90% of the 550, right? So we'll give him 500,000. Then he can then use that, because he wanted to put that money down towards the new house anyway once he sold the other one. So he can just buy the new one and be ready to go. And then once he buys his new one, again, the realtor doesn't lose the listing. They list it, let's say it sells for 600, right? Well, we're going to give that difference back to him. We're not keeping that profit. We're gonna give it back, we call it a goodwill contribution, but we're gonna give it back to them. Now, we do charge, if we buy the house and they're using our money, we charge 1.5%, but that's all they pay more than normal fees. And the reason why we leave the 10% there is because, well, we do have that 1.5 obviously, but we also want to make sure that you guys get your 6%. So, but yeah, most of the time, like I said, it works really well because whatever we're at is pretty much what it's going to list at, and then it's been going over list, so they still end up with a good deal of money coming back to them at the end. But this helps them solve that number one issue of people wanting to sell, but being afraid to buy.
No, I mean, Mark, this is the kind of thing that actually could open up the inventory because the main thing is, personally, absolutely, they want to sell. The whole thing is can I buy? And this actually solves that issue.
Absolutely.
This could be good
when I
for
found
everybody.
out about these two things, I was like, okay, I got to go with this. Like, I'm literally thinking about doing like local TV commercials, being like, hey, I want to sell.
Yeah, right.
Just to get the word out, because this could move a lot of houses and hopefully solve a lot of issues.
It could move a lot of houses. It could create a lot of listings, and I mean, it's and I like the way that you keep factoring in the agent on this deal. They don't lose out in any step here. Yeah,
that's the other thing I really liked about this company from the very beginning. Amerifirst Financial did about $4.5 billion last year. They've been around for 30 years. They're located out of Phoenix. They didn't have a Kansas and a Missouri market, so that's what I came in with my partner Emily, and we're just taking it to when we were first to the market basically with this. So, but they're very, very, very realtor focused, agent focused, because that's where most of the business comes from. So we want to make sure we're protecting them as much as possible and helping them get more deals closed and more listings going.
That's great. Mark, if people want to get a hold of you, I think your number here is at the bottom.
Yep.
314-761-5491. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And then it's mmayfield at Amerifirst.us.
Yes.
Okay. You're really testing my glasses there. My reading glasses. I got it though.
I should blow it up a little bit. Yeah, that's good.
I got it.
I'm having the same problem nowadays. I remember not having that issue when I was younger.
Well, I'm always struggling not to move up in the reading glass war of 1.5, 1.7 to yeah. Mark, this is great, man. I really appreciate you sending this and sharing this with us. We're going to share this onto Facebook. We might want to have a Zoom with you with our agents. So
Absolutely.
appreciate all the information, and I think there'll probably be a lot of questions coming your way, which would be a good thing.
Great. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Have a
All
good
right, thank you, Brent.
weekend, and we'll catch up next week. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Brett.